Amina's Voice by Hena, Chapter 17. Isn't it taking forever for Mrs. Barton to get our work back to us? We took that unit test more than 2 weeks ago, Emily complains during lunch. She's sitting across from me, rummaging through her reusable green lunch bag. My dad noticed that our grades are getting posted online much later than usual, Sujan agrees. But forget about that. Guess what tomorrow is? What? Emily and I ask in unison. Our swearing in ceremony. Remember I told you guys it was October 20th? I can't believe it's already here. I'm gonna miss school. And this is the last day you'll be seeing me as Sujin. That's so exciting, Susan. Emily gushes with a little giggle as she utters Sujin's future name. Isn't it, Amina? Yeah, that's really great. I'm completely fake as I try to match Emily's enthusiasm. But I just can't call Sujin Susan yet. I hate that idea too much. My mom is so psyched about the party she's throwing to celebrate. Sujin describes heaps of red, white, and blue decorations her mother has been collecting since Independence Day. My aunt always brings us cake for our 4th of July barbecue when she puts strawberries and blueberries on whipped cream to make an American flag, Emily says. You should totally make that. Good idea. And you guys both are invited. Let's celebrate right now. Emily pulls out a bag of her mother's peanut butter cookies. Have some, Amina, she offers, pushing them towards me. I know you like these. Thanks, I say. I take one, touched as she remembered. Hey, Emily, a loud voice calls from the other side or the other end of the lunchroom. It's Luke, wearing an ugly sneer. What? Emily turns her head toward him nervously. Want to come over here and sit next to your lover boy? Luke laughs and throws a potato chip at Justin, who's sitting across from him. Justin surveys the room, catches a glimpse of Emily, and then looks away. His ears turn cherry red. You're so weird. Emily coolly flips her head around and turns her attention to her bagel as if nothing out of the ordinary has happened. What did that little twerp do? I scan the crowd for Bradley, who is slouched in his seat at the table to my left. His eyes widen as they meet mine, and he ducks his head. Sheepishly, he mouths the word oops to me. My heart thrashes wildly in my chest. How quickly will Emily trace the leak back to me? Your boo is right here waiting for you, Emily, Luke jeers as the boys around him laugh like hyenas. Cal purses his freckled face and makes loud kissing noises. No, I'm not, Justin yells as Kyle touses his hair. I am not, he repeats, his voice now rough with anger. He stands up, brushing everyone off him, and moves to the other end of the table where he sits and fumes. Emily acts like she hasn't heard a thing, but I can see her flinch ever so slightly at Justin's words, and her face turns a shade pinker. Hearing all that commotion, Mrs. Greenwich, the lunchroom attendant, comes over to hush the tables. What's going on here? If you don't settle down, I'm going to separate you, she threatens. How did Luke find out? Sujin whispers to Emily as everyone quickly quiets. Who else did you tell about Justin? Emily just shakes her head slightly, still staring at her sandwich. She blinks hard, trying not to cry. The next few minutes drag on in a tense silence. I pretend to nibble on my cookie for as long as possible, but the peanut butter tastes like dirt. Afraid to look at Emily, I walk slowly over to the trash can to throw the rest of it away, along with my napkin and milk carton. There, I take a few deep breaths and I steel myself for whatever will happen next. We're dismissed for the last 10 minutes of lunch, and I walk out to the courtyard with Sujin and Emily with feet as heavy as lead. Luke runs by us with a smirk, while Emily holds her head high and refuses to look in his direction. But as soon as we are on the other side of the building, hidden from view, she spins around to face me. How could you? Emily demands. Her green eyes are ablaze with a mixture of hurt and fury. I trusted you, and now look what happened. I gulp and start to pour out the heartfelt apology I owe her. Listen, Hold on, Sujin holds up her hand. You can't just go and accuse Amina like that. I already told you. You can trust her with anything. I shut my mouth and stand there like an idiot, looking back and forth at Emily, seething with anger, and Sujin, whose unshakable faith in me makes me feel like the most horrible person in the world. But I didn't tell anyone else but you guys. And you didn't say anything, did you? Emily asked Sujin. No, of course not. Sujin sounds indignant. Emily starts to cry, and large salty tears flow down her cheeks. I'm so embarrassed I could die. I'm sorry, Amina, but I don't know how they found out, and I just assumed it was you. What about Julie? Sujin asked. Do you think she said anything to anyone? I never told Julie. I don't even really talk to her anymore, Emily wails. I can't trust her like I do you guys. A massive wave of guilt almost knocks me over as I realize Emily really does consider us friends, both Sujin and me. My mind starts to race. Even though Emily followed Julie around and acted like her chamchi for all those years, it doesn't count for anything anymore. They aren't even close, and it looks like they barely hang out. Maybe Emily just got smarter and realized she wants new friends in middle school. Real friends, like Sujin and me. But wait, am I even a real friend? Not only did I tell Emily's secret and watch her be humiliated in front of the entire grade without doing anything to help, now I was actually letting her apologize to me. Then how do you think Luke found out? Sujin presses. I don't know. Maybe someone heard us talking about it. What do you think, Amina? I don't remember anyone being around when we were talking, do you? Sujin peers directly into my eyes. Well, not exactly. I hear myself saying in a tiny voice. I pause, trying to swallow the sawdust in my throat, as something inside me pushes me to go on. But maybe, somehow, someone by accident, someone might have heard me talking to Bradley. Wait, what? Bradley? What were you talking to Bradley about? Sujin asked. He was saying that he thought Emily was pretty or something, I start to explain. Ew, Emily moans between sobs. I know, right? And so I was trying to tell him he didn't have a chance. And Sujin pushes me to go on. And I kind of ended up saying that Emily liked Justin. I didn't mean to, honest. It just came out of my mouth. Even though it's true, I can't believe the words I'm saying. How could you do that? Sujin explodes. She stretches out her arms in exasperation and then clamps them over her head. I can't believe you, Amina. What the hell were you thinking? I'm as still as a statue. Sujin has never yelled at me before. Yeah, how could you? Emily repeats. I would never do that to you. Her face twists with anger. I know. I'm really, really sorry. I hang my head. Now what am I supposed to do? Emily starts crying again. Nothing. You don't have to do anything. Sujin puts a protective arm around Emily, and then she turns her back on me. What do you mean? Emily whispers. You were totally cool at lunch, and no one knows if anything Luke said is true or not. Just ignore everyone like you did and act like it was all a big lie. I'll try, but now I know. Justin doesn't like me. Emily wilts even further. You don't know that, Sujin strokes Emily's back. Maybe he was just embarrassed. Who'd want to admit anything in front of those jerks? Yeah, maybe now he'll even realize that he does like you, I add. I inch toward them with a hopeful expression. Or maybe he'll never talk to me again, Emily retorts harshly. Sujin whips her head around and gives me a look that warns me to step back. So I step back. Sujin is really angry, and she has a right to be. I watch as she continues to comfort Emily, feeling unwelcome, but unsure whether it would look worse if I just walked away. So I stand there awkwardly until the bell rings to signal the end of lunch and fidget with the straps of my bag. The whole time, Sujin doesn't turn around to look at me, but as the bell rings with her encouragement, Emily dries her tears, takes deep breaths, and prepares to walk back into the school as if nothing happened. Now I feel like crying, but I don't let myself. Sujin, listen, I try to say as my best friend just walks right by me. After a few steps, Sujin stops and turns around. I don't want to talk to you right now. She sounds more sad than angry. And then she continues walking, leaving me there. I eventually trail behind them toward the doors to the school and turn in the opposite direction to go to my locker. My insides are churning, and I want to throw up. Instead of going to class, I decide to go to the nurse's office and lie down until it's time to go home. Even though I know it's cowardly, I can't bear to face Sujin or Emily again.